illness. An illness has come upon this lady of high honor. And even, maybe from the partnership and alliances that she had working on this spell work, secretly working on spell work. And it has actually brought her to an illness because of the backfire. The backfire is what actually brought her on her back, got her on her back. Because whenever you see that in the reverse, it does depict spell work in the card. But when it comes out in the reverse, that lets me know that there was a backfire to that spell work. And even this partnership and alliance that she had secretly worked together with. She had partnerships and secret partnerships. And she was and she is of high honor. She was held in high honor. But that spell work and that partnership and those secrets got her in the bed with an illness at this point. And then next we also have coming out the house card in the reverse. And we get the imprisonment card also in that second row. And then we get the light card coming out in the reverse, along with the Queen of Swords in the reverse. And so that kind of tells me that something didn't go in her about this house. Something did not go in her favor when it comes to this house in the reverse. Or maybe she lost the house. And maybe instead she ended up getting imprisonment, trapped in some kind of a way, whether that's physical jail or whether that's trapped from this illness. But we cannot ignore that imprisonment card. And then this house in the reverse. This house has been coming out in every read. There, was a lot of darkness when they did this spell work. And whatever partnerships and alliances that they did have and work together upon, it was surrounded by darkness because we do get that light card in the reverse. And there was a lot of manipulation and trickery and even lies when you get that Queen of Swords in the reverse. She's cutthroat. It's a cutthroat card. There's no real positivity to that card when it comes out in the reverse. That queen is very vindictive. Because we also have coming out in our third row the Lost card in the reverse. The False Person card. She comes out a lot. And Entrapped in Fear coming out. Also with the Judgment in the reverse. So that tells me that this lady that was once held in high honor has gotten herself into a position regarding a house, coming out every day, this topic about this house and this secret spell work, and then this backfire, it probably put her into some illness and disease from whatever she did, partnership, together with someone. She had a partnership with someone. And it was a secret partnership, and it actually did put her in the reverse. And when I say the reverse, I mean her health got thrown in the reverse because of these alliances and also because of these secret spell works. And the secret too about this spell work is that it backfires. It keeps backfiring. Every read I get about this spell work, it's backfiring. Regarding this house, and it's gonna land some people in prison. You know, and by her coming out in this role, she's the only one out so far. Her being the Queen of Sword, I'm assuming, because they're the only two characters coming out. And then we get this darkness card telling me that, there was this Queen of Swords was dark. She was a dark individual that was once held in high honor. And now she's actually facing some kind of illness or some kind of disease even has come upon her, this Queen of Swords. And this happened fast. This action happened. The actions that she took, regarding this alliance and this spell work that was being done in secret, there was a really fast motion and a really fast action result. The backfire was quick. It was very, very quick upon this Queen of Swords regarding the house. And the house being in the reverse, it just tells me that, there was no, attainment. If they was trying to get a house or attain a house, they did not succeed in that. They did not attain this house because this person is actually going to attain imprisonment for the actions that she did that were dark. These dark actions that this queen participated in. It did, involve trying to keep a house, the spell work and these backfires that hit instantaneous fast. I mean, the moment that they were sent out, they were returned automatically to sender, like quick, quick, quick. And it stripped her from her high honor, which has been coming out in many different reads, people being demoted from that spiritual rank, you know, because we do also in the third row have the loss coming out in the reverse, which does speak of a financial situation. Someone's trapped in their head about this loss, or, maybe not gaining something, because judgment has hit this tarot deck, and it does come out in the reverse, this judgment, and it speaks of karma. That judgment does tell me a lot about, people receiving exactly what they actually deserve to receive, and this illness is probably a part of her karma for the black magic that she was casting and the spell work that she was doing in secret. And also for, working in darkness, working with the dark, choosing to work with the darkness. And those actions them fast actions that she took, they were dark. And these partnerships and alliances that she had developed and formulated and agreed upon, that has also been put in the darkness, surrounded by darkness. And secret spell work, because these actions that she did take and these very fast backfires has brought in someone to anger. I'm talking fighting mad, extreme anger has come upon this situation when you see that card come out, and it comes out a lot. Actually, I only seen it like one time before, but someone is mad about this great fortune. This is what they're angry about, because that does come out in that same row. And they're angry because they their financial and material changes. There's been some changes of when it comes to this finance and this great fortune, and even this house. They're tied together. This great fortune and this house are part of a package in this read. And actually, it left her out in the cold because that Five of Pentacles in the reverse, it speaks of that being out in the cold. She had to walk away from this great fortune and from this house, even. She had to walk away from it. And this made her really angry. And I'm talking, like I said, fighting mad. Because this man is slapping around. He's slapping this kid around. He's like, man, what the, he's very angry at this individual, which looks like a very, very young man that's getting slapped around due to this great fortune. And also this material, this financial harvest that they had to walk away from. It's pissed somebody off to the point of wanting to fight and put hands on people, putting hands on people because of this material great fortune that they had to walk away from. And there's all this is just talking about someone had to let that be, had to let it go. They're angry about it because you get the Eight of Cups, which speaks of walking away, the Five of Pentacles, which speaks of being left out in the cold from a great fortune, coming out in the very top with this anger, topped and sprinkled with anger. It's anger because of this, I'm not going to say a decision made. I'm just going to say that they didn't attain great fortune, any great fortune. They may got some kind of gain out of this because the loss is in the reverse, or they were expecting to gain. This false person was expecting a gain that's actually left her trapped in fear and facing imprisonment from what I've seen. And because judgment has been called upon this false person about this, great fortune and about this house. Judgment has come upon this false person. And even in illness is part of the judgment. It's part of the backfire too, that we also did see coming out in the first row, which you guys know that first row is always going to let you know the main topic of discussion. And today's main topic is about this illness and this lady, being stripped of her honor, you know, because that health will reveal all the seeds that you've sown in the past and all those alliances that you formed to do spell work and to actually get a backfire with your own health and with these secrets also that are, being depicted in this first row upon this high honor lady here. And I'm not sure how a lady can be in high honor, because in these days and times, the lady is still looked at as, she's just looked at as a vessel, It's a matrix. It's a patriarch part patriarch world. It doesn't favor the feminine. The divine feminine is not favored in this system that is currently running and established on this planet. And whatever actual alliances that she did take, like I said, it's left her trapped in fear. Judgment has been called upon her and this situation. Even judgment has been called upon her health, which is the worst type of judgment because they say that your health is your wealth in today's world. So that backfire from that spell work, it throwed her into bad health. Then these secrets also throwed her into bad health. and then fast actions that she was taking in the past, those throwed her into illness and bad health. And she may even be, sickly up to the point of no return, up to the point of no return, because she looks like she's laying on her back, and it's this Queen of Swords that's done found herself on her back side, laying out, due to these backfires from trying to attain this great fortune and trying to attain this house. She's now facing imprisonment even for all the darkness that was surrounding her choices and her intentions. You know, she's facing imprisonment from that, from those actions and fast actions that was taken regarding this house. Them fast actions that was taken regarding this false person and this great fortune even, because it comes out here in this fourth row. And it's got her so angry about this decision, or about whatever, was produced from this. Whatever she had to walk away from has got her severely angry. And I wish I had better, vocabulary to depict what I'm seeing here in these cards and how mad she got about this. But she really needs to be worrying about her health at this time. If she's on bed rest, or if she's in the bed, she needs to be really focusing on her own health and wellness at this time. And she doesn't need to be concerned about no fortune or no damn houses. Because in our fifth row, and this is our last row, we just actually happened to get 2 bonus cards that came out. So I kept them, but they're going to come up next here. But we do get the misfortune card coming out in the reverse. Which it kind of speaks for itself. Misfortune, upon this main female, probably dealing with her health. And also all the spell work she did to get a fulfillment of wishes. And these actions that she took, with this 8 of Wands and this Knight of Wands, them wands speak of, action, and movement, and all sorts of different things. But even them 8 of Wands speaks of the course of the direction has changed, the course of direction and stuff, the path that this energy was on, it was traveling. It has actually changed direction. And I'm thinking that this direction change was dealing with this great fortune and this house. There has been a misfortune that came to this situation. And this kind of represents the Tower in the traditional tarot. There's a misfortune that came upon this main female and this Queen of Swords. And, a part of this judgment and a part of this backfire that we did get in the first row is left somebody alone and a widower, And I'm not sure if one of her spouse died, or if she's just alone in a literal sense, that her actions put her in the dark. These actions were dark that she was taking. And this spell work was even dark. But we get the Strength card also coming out in this tarot spread. Someone's happened to be, strong at this time. Maybe they did lose a partner. And that was probably a part of her judgment and a part of her karma. Because you see, we see this confirms this, that she lost her partner, because we got this partnership and alliance, depicting two people, coming together with their hand grasps, you know, on this spell word. Secret spell word and secret partnerships. Got somebody on their backside that was once held in high honor, you know, and it's left her alone, because she did lose her partner in some way. She lost her partner, and it's going to require her to use strength. She's going to need a lot of strength at this time because she's in bad health, for one, and then even her partner's gone, you know? And I'm not sure if that's literal or just a split. Someone leaves, their good is dead, because they're not around. And so she's going to have to gather up her strength to deal with this misfortune that's come upon her and throw her in the reverse. And this fulfillment of wishes that she was after, has thrown her in the reverse. Because she was working with the darkness and spell work to try to attain these wishes and to try to attain this house and this great fortune. She's going to need to get her strength together. She's going to have to gather up all the strength that she can to come out of this situation. If nothing else, just regarding her health alone has left her in that position of judgment.